Hi everybody, welcome back to my channel. It is Laura Whittle and today we're transforming into the spookiest version of Ronald Mcdonald. This is look 2 of my 10-part Halloween series on Fears and Phobias. Today's look was inspired by KamiiRosee, and the reason it's not on my face right now is because I actually filmed it last night and this is the morning after because I woke up in the middle of the night and remembered I hadn't filmed my intro. Today's look is Ronald Mcdonald if he became friends with it and took a turn in the wrong direction. So if you want to do a super spooky version of Ronald McDonald, keep watching. And if you don't already, please subscribe and turn on the little bell notification to be notified every time I upload. Thank you. Let's hop right into it.
We're starting out with the Slim White pencil from NYX and drawing out a collar around the neck area. Making sure that the edge of the collar is at an angle so that you can create a 3D look to it later on by casting shadows. We're then drawing in where the zip will be and then doing the other side's collar. I have a reference picture at all times on another device. Now we're drawing in the waistcoat, the seams on the sleeves of the top, and carving out where the nose and mouth will be. And roughly where the brows will go. And then finally where the logo will be on the vest. Going in with the Mehron Paradise paint in red and a 3/4 brush. I'm going to start out by painting the horizontal stripes on the shoulders of the t-shirt. And then painting a line all the way down the centre of the chest where the zip will be. Then filling in that logo all in red. Now going in with the white Mehron paint and a smaller brush and filling in that collar area, making sure there's no streaky lines. Using that same brush, we're now filling in the gaps in between the red stripes, the same white paint. Then taking the yellow Mehron paint, you're going to fill in the waistcoat. I use a flat brush to go around the edges of the sleeves and collar, and then I go in with a dense kabuki brush from Morphe to fill in the rest of it and pat the lines out with a Marble Makeup Company beauty sponge. The BPerfect Cosmetics Carnival Tahiti palette and the shade black beach on a flat square brush, I'm adding shadow detailing around the collar. Using this technique allows you to create 3D shadows and makes the whole look pop. You can use the same technique to create creases in clothing, which you'll see a bit later on. I'm also adding the same shadowing technique on the neck side of the collar, so it looks like it's sitting away from the neck. Making sure that the bottom corner of the collar is the heaviest shaded, and then added in some creases onto the collar itself. Using the same technique on the other side. Now adding in some creasing on the waistcoat. And making the waistcoat seem like it's popping off over the t-shirt by adding the same shading lines between the two different designs. Adding creasing near the armpits will always make it look like it's more realistic. And adding a shadow where the seam of that t-shirt will be before we add sleeves. Now going down the edges of where the zip would be. Now going in with a peaches and cream fluffy eye blending brush and the shade yellow from the Love Tahiti palette, we're just blending that shade over the top of those creases. Now going back in with the white Mehron paint and a flat brush, we're creating horizontal stripes all the way down the arm, down to the wrist. And now going in with that 3/4 brush from before and the red paint, we're filling in those gaps. And now you're going to do the same on the other arm. Getting to cotton pads, you're going to measure where your eyebrows will be and how to cover them so you don't get latex on them later on. I'm just going to stick them on once you put them into the right shape with the prosthetic adhesive from Nye or any Prosade. Then taking cotton wool balls and unrolling them, you're going to cover those in latex or Prosade and add pieces of cotton wool over the top to create raised eyebrow bones. Coating them fully in latex now so they can be painted over later. I'm applying the latex with a wrath spatula and I've poured the latex onto my wrath palette. And you want to do the same on the other brow. I use a 1 litre bottle of latex from Neill's Materials. I'm applying latex now directly on my cheekbones and applying the cotton wool over the top, and then adding a layer of the latex over that. I close my eye when I'm doing that particular eye, purely because the fumes make your eyes run. Now taking the black Mehron paint and a long liner, but a thicker long liner brush, and filling in that eye space. Now taking the white paint on a Morphe Kabuki brush and colouring in the entire neck and face in white, avoiding that mouth area. Always remember to do your ears. And once the latex is dry on that cotton wool, you can coat that in white paint too. Just leave the tip of your nose for the red paint. Going in with the red paint, you're now going to put up on your clown nose. Make sure you do just inside the nostrils too. And now you're going to outline that mouth shape. Trying to make sure that they're pretty much the same angle and length on either side of your actual mouth. You can start to thicken that line ever so slightly. Now fill in the centre of that with the black paint. Going in with shade Black Beach again, this time on a fluffy eyeshadow brush from Morphe. You're going to set the black paint on your eyes with the eyeshadow and blend the shadow out onto your homemade prosthetics to give that shadowy, smoked out look. This makes your eyes seem sunken in and definitely more angry and creepy. Buff that onto the very tops of those prosthetics, both on the eyebrow and on the cheekbone. Now apply light pressure with the Black Beach shade above the prosthetic eyebrows to create more angry definition on the brows. And using that squared off brush from before, which you used for shading, add more definition to those areas. And now start to go in with forehead wrinkles. Taking a slightly lighter pressure than you did for the shadowing around the eyes. I'm just touching up somewhere I'd put black shadow I didn't want it with some white paint. And another layer to the forehead. Now taking that flat brush with the Black Beach shade on and outlining round the mouth. Paying special attention to the bottom of the mouth where you want to create a deeper shadow to make it look more 3D. And round the cheek area of the mouth too. Ensuring that across the top it's only a tiny line. And then at the ends of the mouth you're going to create dimples and under the mouth little lines so that it looks more 3D and stretched. And then doing the same thing under the eyes, just outlining that prosthetic you've made. And adding in another stretched dimple up the sides of the mouth on each side. And taking a bit more of that Black Beach shadow and carve around that collar a tiny bit more. Now going in with the white paint and just making sure everything is highlighted. The top of the mouth is highlighted white paint, the prosthetics are highlighted, adding in white detailing to the lips, and then ensuring that in between each dimple and wrinkle there is white paint to make it stand out and be highlighted. This finishes the 3D effect. Now going in with a petal brush and the white paint, we're going to create the teeth. You do this by simply pressing on the white paint with the petal brush, using the tip to be the bottom of the teeth. And lowering the brush ever so slightly to get it on the bottom lip, and then filling in the gap so it looks seamless. Using the edge of the brush to create a point, and continuing that on the other side. Always start your teeth from the centre of your mouth so that you can get the even amount either side. Otherwise, if you do it from the outside in, you may end up with just one tooth in the middle instead of two. And then you flip the brush up so that the point is facing the top lip to do the bottom teeth. Using that same pressing technique and using the edge of the brush to create that point. Now taking a long liner brush and making sure those points are perfect with the white paint. Now mixing that white in with the red and creating a gum detailing around each individual tooth and in the gaps between the teeth. I've now gone in with an even smaller detail brush and white paint to highlight the nose and around those eye details again. I'm just highlighting some of those creases on the clothing and use my finger to blend that out. I'm now painting on a zip using 2 triangles and then using a pressing motion from side to side to create the zip effect. Now taking the long liner brush with yellow paint and creating the classic McDonald's M. Taking a black eyeliner and sealing that waterline, and then a black paint from Mehron to do the eyebrows and underline certain areas of the mouth again. Taking shade Vanilla from the Carnival palette, I'm now highlighting that nose and adding shadow details using shade Black Beach on the M logo, using the hairnet that came with the wig and applying the wig. This was a grey wig that I used white paint on, hair colour paint, and then red spray hair paint on. This is the finished Ronald Mcdonald look. I painted my hands yellow for his gloves and added 2 black lines for the stitching detail and used the same black shadow around the wrist too. Went and bought a Happy Meal before this look was created, so I had the perfect props, and I used some Mehron spray blood all over the mouth and neck and clothing. Let me know in the comments if you take a Happy Meal from this Ronald Mcdonald, and give it a like if you like this video, and please subscribe if you don't already. If you click the bell notification button, you'll get notified every time I upload. Thanks everybody, I look forward to hearing from you for part 3. If you want more content, go follow me on Instagram and TikTok at Laura Whittle MUA.